Fairly decent weather. Fairly decent. Kind of deja vu from what I did last year, only difference in a different house. And I've been thinking long and hard, especially this is the anniversary of what I spoke about a year ago to the dot. So, after careful consideration, let this trial begin. And to those who are watching, and to those who probably banned me for good reasons and some maybe misunderstood reasons, this isn't what you think, and I will prove that. So let's begin. Alrighty, today is the day, my dear friends. And honestly, before I start off with what I will announce, I will give you a recap of what I've been doing for the past year during my community service. It's a good thing I have a few contents that was saved, and photos as well. And I was tempted to show it to you guys from this video, but I decided against it. Yeah. As you remember, about a year ago, on April the 9th, I went too far on one area, and because I was getting mad with the rants and mad with these things that were attached to the video makes on Don G. Cleone, It was, what he was doing was understandable, that he was frustrated and angry with the way things are and probably wanted some changes, maybe so. But sometimes I felt like it was the wrong way, But that wasn't what I was feeling. I was getting frustrated, which began in December, about 2 years ago. Avatar was the main reason, of course, which I explained in my previous video. And afterwards, after I made the announcement of going for a trial, I watched my first rant, which was in relation to why I called him a racist. The Little Mermaid live action, which he admitted it was not as bad as he thought, but it was still bad. But I think I consider it maybe a sign of things to come once I see it, because maybe there could be improvement yet for live actions on Disney's side and more. Since then, I've been doing other works as well. Let's see. This one looks like a positive work in regards to Spider-Man, which was in regards to Miles Morales. Let's see. If I can recall what this is. Into the Spider-Verse, a classical Marvel treasure. And one of, let's see, and who else was also involved? Columbian Pictures and Sony Pictures Animation, which, honestly, they're good people and did very well, especially in honor of Stan. God rest his soul. Let's see, the other one was related to Shrek, classic, childhood, which was a positive one. A rant, let's see. Yeah, Shrek the Third or the Turd, which I have seen a long time ago. I haven't seen it in a while, but I can. And to be honest, when I watched his rant video, I could understand where he's coming from in that one, especially from the meme video, which I never saw it until now, and ugh, nasty. But even if it wasn't the best, to be honest, I consider it one that would be used as a lesson to improve, you know? Let's see. Let's see. What was I listening? I need to see. I need to listen to this. Maybe I was just kind of getting to that maturity preteen age around this time, most likely. Let me see. Anyways, with $756 million worldwide. Sorry. First 2010, like a film festival, the film was written and recorded. Came to the project, he wasn't it would be the last of the Shrek series. Yeah, the fourth one. Sorry, just needed to make sure I seen that one, which I did. To be honest, if it wasn't for the third, we wouldn't be able to get an improvement for the fourth. And after that, it was basically the end, I suppose, until Puss in Boots, a couple of TV series. Haven't seen them, but I don't know if I want to. And that second one, which gave a teaser for a return of the fifth of the Shrek, which I would like to see just to see some and hear some familiar faces and voices, you know? And finally, the last one I made before September, which I'll be getting to my big one, was in regards to Karate Kid, which the very first one that began a franchise from this first, second, third, fourth, which didn't have Daniel, but it did still have Master Miyagi, God rest the man, including the actor's soul. Finally, which has become quite famous on Netflix, Cobra Kai, which has our dear friends again from nearly every one of those movies. Sadly, some are no longer there, of course, but it was still good. And I understand his opinion, but to be honest, watching the very first along with the other ones and comparing them, even if they were terrible, it did manage to offer opportunities, maybe improvements, and building up reputations for future actors and actresses which we know and love, you know? And in the end, some people did wanted to see where the others were, and thanks to Cobra Kai, we did. I even saw Ed Asher, that famous actor. God, I still miss him, but I still love that guy. But but to be honest, these videos were the only ones I could do because I was having a storage issue. When you make videos, there's a storage, and if you don't have storage space, especially, well, that's why my videos are a little more shorter now these days. That's why I've been doing posts, but honey, brothers, sisters, I accidentally abused the power again. But it was a genuine mistake this time, and it was mainly because, well, I guess you can say there were a few triggers here and there and whatnot, but I did choose my words as best I can, and I wasn't trying to be bashing or call someone a racist again, etc., etc. But in the end, it went a little too far, which got Don G. Corleone frustrated, which he made a comment about it in someone else's YouTube channel, which was he was giving his review in regards to Indiana Jones, which was in the looks like it was in the 18th of September, and yeah, to be honest, he hated that the fourth. He hated the Indiana Jones movie. That was the fifth one. I watched it myself, give my review. Wasn't the best, to be honest, but I knew who the real people were to blame, and I pointed it at them. But I never blamed the directors, the music, or even the actors. I blamed the main people. This YouTuber also called me out as well, especially. Shadow Leon, Godzilla, or Cole. What I'm about to do may seem like I'm going to speak bad about him, but I promise you, it's not. He called me a psychopath in this comment. That loser Disney Cameron ship crybaby needs to grow up, get a life, and realize that me and him are never going to be on good terms at all. And he can say that he is trying to redeem himself all he wants, but he clearly has learned nothing due to him still sharing rude posts of other users and clearly being a stalker by sharing photos of comments. He also hopes that Empire Fan Production also soon finds out about his behavior, who I really am someday. And truth be told, maybe he will. And I'll be ready. But one thing's for certain. Times change, to be honest. Honestly, I'm not sure they were rude, whether it was from Don G. Corleone or someone else, but I wasn't trying to be, or rather, I wasn't. I just can't seem to remember where it came. And I really was doing the best I could. It's just confusing. But he was right about one thing. I am a loser. And why I support Disney or Cameron and maybe some people in Star Wars too, because I still trust people. Not everybody. In fact, I still blame the main CEOs for Star Wars and Disney, which is KK and our dear buddy Bob. Both of them who are the main plague and stain on our very way of life in that company. And to be honest, I trust James Cameron because he's still a very good director. Not the best. No one could ever be what they were before, but at least he does the best he can. And that's why I care about him. Same I did with Dave Filoni and so many other people in Star Wars, and maybe other people as well that I mentioned in Disney. Get a life. Honestly, I do have a life. And I have been learning every single day of my own life. I'm actually looking for a job, believe it or not, so yeah. But that comment, when I found out about it, I was so angry and mad. I was tempted to do my old thing. So tempted, really wanted to lay in like I did before, break the promises. I even wanted to go to the police about it. But a lot of people said it would have been meaningless, and if I shared the contents of that, I would have definitely went through, and everyone was begging me not to do it. Not the ones on YouTube, but the ones outside. My friends, my families, and those I trusted. After my anger subsided and after I kept this information, I decided to do a do method. I bended the rules to a point and shared content from only time to time, which was in relation to Lucamus Prime and Don G. Corleone. First one I did was in regards to my Michael Gilmore, the one who played as Dumbledore. Then afterwards, there were other works. Give me a moment, my friends. Godzilla fan for life, who also I used to call him Cole. That was his first name. And truthfully, I don't really want to know what his second name is. And finally, there was another one who found out about me, which I think I have his comment here somewhere. I'm banned from him, but I think it was a genuine mistake I did with him or something, but yeah. And that's right, I'm mentioning you two, but I'm not saying it in a bad way. In fact, it's nothing but a trial of truth. When I made my post, he compared me to someone by the name of... He compared me to somebody else from the internet, and which I'm looking at right now. Let's see. I know it's here somewhere. I wonder. Come on, where are you? There you are. Now let's find out who you're... Now let's recap who you are, mister. Pronouncing. Hello.
Hey everyone, Lio Convoy here. As many of you know, back in January of 2022, I did a stream addressing a lot of the nonsense surrounding Misanthropony, now known as Zaid Magenta.
Zaid Magenta. I checked his record on that guy. This guy was just as bad as me, perhaps even 10 times worse. And reading his record and comparing him with my own actions, I am nothing like that man. Oh yeah, sure, I mentioned my father, but he actually did comment on the previous video of this year. Or last year, you know. In fact, he might even be commenting right now, and you might even speak. And I have to give you credit, Shadow Leon. And you too, Cole, for finding out about my secret. To be honest, I was done right hiding and running, you know? Running and hiding. Because I'm willing to face whatever consequences, and I'm willing to do my best to redeem myself. And I'm still doing that, no matter what anyone else says. But after comparing myself to this one and the other, and after my talk with Shadow, he gave me a final chance, but which is now why I'm explaining the truth in that made my decision. Which I should have done a long, long time ago. I'm letting Don G, Coleone, and Lucamus Prime go. I'll still be looking at their content, but I won't be sharing it or anything else like that. Granted, I will be mentioning them, but not in a bad way, and it'll probably be minor time to time, but not serious. One thing's for certain. I did what I had to do. I took my second chances, and I took them with flying colors. Not the best. I'd say I got a C or a B if it was a test. I'm not perfect, to be fair. And honestly, guys, if you saw from the description of the playlist of what I was and what I was doing before, you must know what kind of person I was, but now I've improved, especially from my past few videos and more. Maybe I am two-faced, but I'm not that one hiding behind the mask anymore. Maybe I'm insane, but I'm not a complete psychopath, which from comparing me to those criminal minds. I know, not saying anyone compared me to that, I'm just pointing that as a reference. And finally, to everyone and everything, I really am sorry for what I've done last year. It was a disaster. You want to know something funny? I had big suicidal thoughts in my head that I wished that I was dead or something. But now, I feel better now thanks to those I care about. YouTube, my friends, and everything else. So that's it. As of now, the hatchet is officially buried. I'll still be watching, but I won't be sharing. I'll be mentioning in a good way, but not every time. And I hope you all seen this, and I hope you all understand. And now it's finally over. I love you guys. And no matter what, I'm grateful for your help. May the force and magic be with you all. And I know these are just words, but I promise, given time, I will prove myself. I always have. I have spoken. If anyone wants to make comments about this, if anyone wants to say things about me, come get me. I'm all yours.